and all the cast and crew. You can watch us live on Twitch, and all shows are uploaded to YouTube, typically 48 hours later. And once we figure it out, they'll be making their way into the podcast world as well. We'll get rolling shortly soon for some announcements. We'd like to thank Audio Jungle for tonight's music. You can use them and license music for your own shows. Also, check out Tabletop Audio for your own campaigns. And we're very appreciative of all the supporters of our show. Remember, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you can also use your Twitch Prime to get a free subscription to a Twitch channel of your choice, and we'd love you to show your support. For this show, cast and crew, Twitch subscribers get access to more emotes and also access to our special subscriber-only Discord channel, where we share some early access and behind-the-scenes content for supporters. So, let's get on with the show, but before we jump into the game directly, why don't we go around our cast today, and if we could let everyone know who will be, if we could go, Discord just did a Discord on me. If we could go around Tom, Michelle, Jeff, then Josh, and then Mr. Corey. All of your cameras are moving and flying all over the place. But alas, so let's go around. I see. The Wi-Fi went down. Thank you, Dire Rabbit, in the chat for letting us know. We'll get Eldon back shortly.
Fitting. We were just talking about the Wizard of Oz, and it seems a tornado has hit Discord. So I'm Tom. I play Bang, the incredibly ancient yet lovable forest gnome wizard.
I'm Michelle. I play Dolaris, the unlucky cleric of Tamora.
I think that's me, right? Yeah. Hi, Jeff, playing Frinian, the human paladin of Sylvanus. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Josh. I'm playing Quentin, the half-elf rogue mastermind, and now Hexblade.
And also, making a dynamic entrance at the last second, our final introduction.
Hey guys, I'm Corey. I play Eldon Goodfield. He's a halfling druid. And I had a breaker trip at my house, so sorry about that.
Real life, he plays a superhero.
Playing a superhero. And I am your dungeon master tonight. My name is Grant Ellis, and I'm excited to be here as we continue Velkyn Weave, Episode 2. When last we left our intrepid heroes, they had agreed to deliver a wondrous chest of arcane power to the Archmage Dionysia. It was sent by one Blanche Lafayette, her apprentice, and our heroes had to drag the chest across the Sword Coast to the Calling Horns, where they would seek out the Archmage in the Evermoors, in the swamp, and locate her wandering tower. Our party encountered a series of trolls that were attacking a nearby settlement and jumped in and defended the village. There was much rejoicing. Yay! Then they journeyed till they found two tour guides, a pair of lizard folk brethren who were recent converts of the goddess Timora, who led them through the swamps, where they encountered fire giants. There were fire giants that had been enslaving the trolls, causing the trolls to come down south and into the settlements. Alas, the fire giants and the trolls were defeated, and our party has stumbled upon both the tower of the Archmage and a mysterious and magical rod of the Vonendod, a device that seems to be tracking down large pieces of metal, unlike any of which our players have ever seen. And so we'll begin the adventure with the Velkyn Weave, just outside, we'd say about 40 feet from the Wandering Tower, which is currently in a resting position. It stands very tall. It's about you would say 12 levels if you had to guess. The legs are currently sitting cross-legged in front of it. You can see where there would be an arc for the door. And what do? You are just coming out of combat, so whatever plans you'd like to make, speak them now.
Does anybody know anything about giants? We have this giant rod. I don't speak giant.
Nor I.
Do you have any spells that would allow you to understand them? I don't speak giant either.
I do. That's right. It would take about 10 minutes, though.
I do not believe
You can fast forward 10 minutes.
Was that?
For 30 minutes, you take a short rest.
I ritually cast comprehend languages and run my fingers over any runes or inscriptions, trying to glean any further information.
As you do that, to symbolize the passing of time, as you perform the ritual, there is also, I like to give you the opportunity to earn some advantage, some inspiration tonight. And so there's a monologue prompt, and everyone's watching this ritual, and to their mind comes a prompt in their head. The first time that they saw real magic. So we'll go in reverse order. So we'll go Eldon, Quentin, Rinian, Doliris, and then Bope. And you can describe the first time you saw real magic.
Think back to one of the times I was wandering through the reaching wood, just outside the hills. I, would run off and was following some birds and stuff, trying to talk to them like I used to when I was little, and just running through the forest. That's where I met. That's where I met Kirlia. She was a dryad, friendly one, pretty nice. At least she was to me anyway. But that was the first time I'd ever seen anything, well, like what I can do now. I was a little scared at first when I saw her, big tree lady. But she held out her hand, which looked like so many twigs almost, and a little flower grew in her hand. She told me, don't be afraid.
So, thinking back, I grew up in Menzo Berenzon and was surrounded by all types of kind of day-to-day magic, like the daily lightning of the Narbundel. But the first time I recall seeing like real magic, I was 11 years old and witnessed this fight between a crazed beholder and several drow mages who unleashed lightning bolts and black tentacles, yelling, Olaf Plindas, darkness take you. Uh, and in the end, one of the drow mages was just turned to dust in the air. That was my first touch with real magic.
So much.
For Rinian, much like Quentin, I grew up in an area where magic was far more common just in a human village just outside the entrances to Mirabar. So home and hearth magic were pretty plentiful up in the colder northern climates. But for real magic, unlike mine is not so exciting. It was more my first taste of my career that I would partake, and that was the alchemical labs that I was sent to as a child for training. It was there that Kizami Granite Brew first dazzled me as a young child with not only the brews and alchemical fires that he could create, but also his own innate magic given to him by his patron.
The first time I saw real magic That was it was a ward, and it was a wizard's ward, and it caught one of the kids, and they froze, and we were afraid to touch them. I think we saw their eyes moving around, but we didn't know how to fix it. We kind of just fled. I mean, he didn't die, as far as we know. We never saw him again.
Well, as I open up my book of rituals and begin to trace my fingers over the familiar runes, I can't help but smile as my memory takes me back to, really quite recently, only 100 years ago, when my brother, oh, the first time he did it, oh man, I was getting ready some food, some stew, some rutabaga stew, and as I went to sit down, the stool that I was going to sit on, it wasn't a stool at all. I just fell back on my rump, which again is not very far, but that really takes me back. Just minor illusions and eventually major illusions, and what's real?
Oh no. I need to get out the checklist.
So as Bope finishes monologuing, right around then, you speak the Elvish word for friend, and the door opens to Khazad-dûn. Now, Moria. Essentially, you finish the ritual, and go ahead and describe what the spell looks like. And then, everyone here gets inspiration. If you did not spend your inspiration last game, combine it with this one, and at some point during the night, if you fail, you may choose to succeed instead. Just tell me, say I'm cashing out, because we won't constantly build these up. Just it's almost like a mulligan. It's just, hey, I have 2 of these, I choose to succeed, and you pay them out and you reset to 0.
I don't think I used my inspiration last time.
I know Eldon did. Everyone else, I'll leave it up to you.
I definitely did.
So I like to take out some bric-a-brac from my pockets when I do these rituals, and just sort of lay out little nutshells and crumpled leaves and some grass. And for comprehend languages in particular, at the very end I take a little bit of dried moss and kind of smear it around my eyes and over my lips, so I may see and just for the motif of language.
He's putting on his magic makeup. Shit's about to get real.
All right. And you're examining the Vonendad rod?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what you know based on the magic, the language. Magic is language. Money Cook has an essay on that. Not to name drop. And the way it sort of directs to Castle Caldwell and back to the arcane chest. Vonendad is a proper noun. It is a name. It is a name that was given to giants to a specific thing. And you can tell by studying the etymology. The word means world ender. But the type of word it's using for world isn't referring to this world. It's referring to almost like a different world. The same way you can say Earth with a lowercase e or a uppercase. It's one of those things where the nuance of the language is being revealed to you. It's the Vonendad is designed to end a world of some sort.
That's heavy stuff.
Yeah, this is, I think, more powerful than we have the capacity to understand right now. Perhaps we should put it away. It's a little big to put away.
Maybe that should go in the portable hole.
Oh yes.
Currently, it's on that swamp buggy wagon that's pulled by the eels. We'll watch it for you. They say, yeah, well done, watch it for you. Deet and Tobias, yeah.
I kind of give him a friendly wave, and then I don't think we should leave it with them.
No.
Oh, I don't think so either.
It's not that we don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. But I couldn't help but notice that you hid during our battle with the fire giant, which is fine. It's
like
fine.
Cowards, they say. Yeah,
No.
like the cowards we are.
No. I mean, it's fine. Not everyone else is cut out to be, us. But I don't know if you can defend it. And I don't want to cause trouble for you that you can't handle. So maybe it's better.
Are you saying
I'm
in harm's way?
Well, I don't know, and I don't want to take that chance on two devout followers of Tamora. So I think it's better if we hang on.
They cross themselves with the sacred tea of Timor.
Does the auntie one have like a yellow belly of scales?
Low blow.
No.
Low blow.
But they do have yellow streaks down their back. Our bellies aren't yellow; they're just full of food. They're willing to carry it for you in the meantime. While
I think it should go in the portable hole. I don't want people to visually know that we have it.
Yeah, Philip, she's just really looking out for your best interest. That's all. It's nothing.
We agree.
We can see if we got room here.
Caution, born of love.
Does it run out of room?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was rather large. We'll just make sure that there's room here. And I get my animated rope out and do like a lasso thing. And as I spin the loop part, the doorway opens up. And part of the mess, I didn't realize I would be having guests. And kind of push a mannequin aside that's got one of my disguise kits on it. And you see that I've got a bunch of like family sketches and red string connecting little snippets. Where in Waterdeep are they? And I pushed the conspiracy board to the side. All right, let's see if we got room in here.
You could talk.
Deet and Tobias's eyes are twinkling at all this display of like magic. They've seen a giant battle. They saw a giant. This is a lot of excitement for them. They're wizards too.
That fella actually is a wizard, for the record.
Yeah.
They look at Bo, and they kind of look back at you, and they lean real close, and they whisper. They go, "But he's so small." Now, granted, you're not much larger, but
No, you don't have to be big to know big magic. That's the thing about magic.
it's what's in here, says Tobias as he touches his heart.
Yeah, something like that.
It's so precious.
Hand to just touch his chest, like boop.
Yes, it's what's within.
He dies.
You gotta boop the
Just
snoot.
Boop the snoot. All right. Well, you have stashed and stowed away the rod of the Vonadod. And for those watching who aren't familiar, this was a massive lance that a fire giant was carrying. Every now and then it would glow bright green, and it was locating these large pieces of metal, the material of which could not be properly identified. All we knew is it was a very old metal that was around anciently in Faerun, probably back during the Great Dragon versus Giant Wars and things of that nature.
I just want to point out the obvious, that this giant was sent by someone to find us or what we were carrying, and just, keep that in mind. Could be more.
You think they were actually looking for us? We didn't just stumble upon them in the swamp?
Yeah, did the rod actually react to our chest or anything?
Oh, that's right.
I thought
It was
had.
trying. Yeah. This is okay. And I apologize for interrupting. But it may save you a little bit of time. It was trying to lock onto the chest, but couldn't quite because it's inside. And the chest has some defense. However, there is very clearly, based on what you would know, another fragment in the vicinity nearby. In Castle Caldwell, which is next to the Wandering Tower.
Right.
So Castle Caldwell is a sinking castle. It's sunk in the swamp 1,000 years ago. if not longer, and from one of those forgotten realms, and which is not uncommon in the Evermores. However, that fire giant was in this region, and you both happened to stumble upon each other.
How many castles is this castle built on? Like, it's like the swamp, burned down. Built another one. That
Well,
one.
there are
burned down.
huge
Thinking
tracts of land back south.
As a dragon scholar and somebody who speaks Draconic, when I heard Vonendad, does that ring any bells in the kind of like historic dragon context?
Yes, make a history check for me. Any roll succeeds in this, but based on how high you roll, I will give you more information.
17. 17.
You know that there's an old legend of a dragon slaying colossus that was built by giants. So giants are, they're huge. This would have been the size of many giants, and it wandered the earth slaying dragons.
Truly a
Why
thing
is
of
that not
nightmares.
common knowledge? This sounds terrifying.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, bigger than the statues at Old Waterdeep or whatever?
Well, think about how big a golem is to a human. And that's like a construct. How big would a thing for giants be?
Well, I don't have the best frame of reference, but I get your meaning.
In the
I just thought it
pictures
was
you've
11.
seen in the very old books, you would guess at least 10 times the height. These are
So
titanic,
200 feet-ish, depending.
something like that.
Scale's weird in old books.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for the grand reveal when Dionysius shows us what's in this marvelous chest. Shall we make our way to the Walking Tower, our destination?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be there when that gets revealed, but
Well, it's either
This
that
is
or
a
just
wed-
sink into the swamp.
This is a wedding gift, right?
So
For
here's what you
her
know.
friend?
Yeah. You know that Dionysia was searching for a diary in the area. You heard there was a wedding gift from Blanche Lafayette to hand it over. Your guess is the two things probably go together.
So we weren't specifically delivering a wedding gift, but we were told that she was out here looking for one, and that gleaned they may be related.
Yeah.
All right.
How far are we from the front door of the castle?
40 feet.
You're about you're nearby. You could get there. There would be no challenges, but I'm going to drop an image in chat. And there is a single door. There's no windows. The castle looks solid. The large the legs look like they look like they're duck legs because you're in the swamp, and so she kind of ducks around. Your assumption is she probably has she has various legs that can be conjured onto this wandering tower. The duck legs just happen to be the best things for the swamp. But I'm going to drop an image in chat for you, and this is one to pull up. There's a single door, but there's no knob, there's no handle. There's just a series of tiles and a phrase written on the front. A great treasure lies here under a curse, and only those may enter who provide the cure. It's a puzzle.
is there any tiles missing?
No tiles missing, but you can tell when you're looking for missing tiles. It's very clear that these tiles could be pushed in.
Oh, suppressed.
Yes.
Huh. Fun.
Oh my goodness.
Bope, Quentin, this is definitely outside my wheelhouse.
I would like to investigate.
You may do that. Go ahead and give me a roll, and I'll give you some information that'll help you solve the puzzle based on what you roll.
And it's going cross-eyed.
That was pretty good. 18 plus 7. 25.
So there's a couple
Wait.
things, you know. So 18 plus 7, that's great.
Yeah.
You know that cure spells can't affect objects, so casting a cure spell on the door isn't the way to solve the puzzle. You also can tell that all the blocks can be depressed, and you know that this is very clearly a word puzzle. So there is you're going to have to push in a block, and it's going to be word related, and by doing that and solving the word puzzle, you will open the door. This you also tell. Doing it incorrectly, you can tell, being the great wizard you are, there are magics that are defending this door.
So,
What's
the
the-
great treasure lies here under A. What if we press the tiles underneath the A's?
What if you got to keep going and under a curse? What if you can only press tiles under where it says curse?
And only those may enter who provide the cure. You know cure spells don't affect it.
Well, what if we just
And you know
press?
it's a word puzzle, so you'll have to...
What if we just press cure?
What?
Tobias walks up and says, "I'll done try," and he pushes in. You see he gets zapped and fried a little. His eyes bug out, and he slithers into the water. So he pushes in all 4 letters. You can see every tile zaps him. He looked shook, but he's not dead. He essentially suffered 4 shocking grasp spells. Ba, 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 ba. It's pushing
Are
the
you
wrong ones.
okay?
I'll pull him out of the water so he doesn't drown.
Oh, buddy. Oh,
I've had a
Tobias.
vision. He's awake.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
What is the? I don't know. What is the word for the spell that cures a curse?
Remove curse.
So
Maybe if we make words like we like if we do the for remove.
So
Press in the letters.
there's a
to make
single
them-
word that you must make. The word is part of the puzzle, and you push in tiles to solve the puzzle. So
Yeah.
you must provide a cure.
Let's spell remove. For remove curse.
Deet walks up and presses an R and gets zapped once and jumps away.
Can you
Now you notice
So glad they're here.
you notice Deet pushed the R next to the S in the word curse.
What about the R in treasure or great, since it's the
Or-
first R?
Well, maybe we need to
He
go
pushes
under.
that one and zaps his other head.
No, I think we got to press an R that's below curse because there's a great treasure lies here under a curse. So
and
maybe
in cure.
I don't think we need to press R's. That's what Deet says.
Well, you guys don't have to press anything. You just watch your eel sled, please.
I'm not,
I've got
Hey,
a
they
journal
could.
out and I'm sketching this down, and I'm just kind of
Yeah.
circling letters on there, trying to work it out in my mind.
Yeah. So these are the things that you know based off of the clues that you've rolled for. You've rolled pretty well. You know certain magics out. You know that this thing zaps you if you press the wrong one. You know you must create a single word by pushing in a letter. You also know that the word you must create is part of the puzzle.
What do you mean the word is part of the puzzle?
So if you were to push in a letter and remove a letter from a word, it would create the word you must create, and the correct word is also in the puzzle.
I'm gonna
Wait.
The-
Hold on, now let me hear
if
Eldon
you
first.
remove it,
Wait.
I'm gonna
Wait,
press the
folks got
S
it.
in curse.
yeah. Man, Eldon,
Oh, you're pushing the S in curse?
Yeah.
Door opens.
Yeah,
Well
see,
done, sir.
I know puzzles.
Elven
Puzzles
guy-
are like traffic jams, and usually it's like give you a red door, a red key to open a red door, though. But I like the Book of Challenges. You know, Tosh is coming out soon with a bunch of puzzles. I won't throw too many into the game, but the tower must protect itself. Good job, y'all.
First time I've ever had a puzzle in D&D. I'm so excited.
No, and all it did is cost you a Yanti and a lizard folk a bunch of burn marks.
Yeah.
They're okay though.
Well, it didn't really cost. They did of their own. We didn't ask them to do anything. They
More
Yeah,
jittery than usual
sometimes-
now.
It's a puzzle I used in the D&D World Championships a few years ago with the Venture Maidens, like Celeste Conwich, and one guy solved it instantly, and then everyone looked at him and said, "Nah, that'd be too easy." And so they sat there for a long time just zapping themselves. And also, my fear, I ran it for this kid I know. He's like 25 now, but he started playing D&D when he was like 13. It was his first session. He just walks up and goes, "No, I'm pushing all four letters in cure. That's the solution." Just zzz. It was fun. But yes, the door opens. And with that, you are entering the grand hall of Dionysia's tower. You see, it's a beautiful cylindrical room. There are beautiful tapestries, and there's one that stands out larger than them all. There's a portrait of a beautiful woman with olive skin. Her hair is intricately braided. It's nutmeg blonde in color. She has a very regal face with blazing eyes, and she is dressed in immaculate finery of white and copper. And that would be the Archmage Dionysia's portrait. There's a stairwell going up, and there's also what looks like an open port to a back room. There's other paintings of wizards and such in here. You can see one. There's Dolores' friend Blanche, or friend of a friend Blanche from back west, and it almost looks like if it was possible. You know how? Have you ever had someone take your photo when you're not quite ready? So it must have been like a magically created portrait where they painted the portrait really fast and Blanche wasn't quite ready. So she's kind of like looking away from the portrait. They're like, well, it's magic. We only get one shot at it. So I might give you a little insight. But the stairwell goes up higher and higher. There's nothing guarding it. It's pretty quiet in here. And there is, in the center of the room, a small statue cast in bronze of a bullet, the creature, but it's just a statue, and it's not
For
to
now.
scale. It's much smaller. It's like quarter size.
I do not trust statues.
Another puzzle! And I approach the statue.
Boop. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you tell very quickly, like when you touch it, it plays a fanfare as if you have won, and then the nameplate flips over and it says "not a puzzle." So the solution to that puzzle was to learn it was not a puzzle.
Oh. Well, I guess I won.
Congratulations, your
Okay.
prize is nothing.
Do.
Well, I think we're expected. Yes. Hello.
But yeah, there's also there's a door open in the back. It leads to a dark area. It's hard to tell exactly what's back there. But outside of that, there's just the tapestries and the stair going up, and the statue in the middle.
What's the tapestries depict?
Most of them seem to be various wizards, orders of wizards. You can tell after you look closer. These are they're almost like yearbook portraits. Like every 100 years, a portrait is taken, and it seems like there's less and less wizards in this order over time. The most recent one, it's down to Blanche and Dionysia, and Blanche is kind of accidentally looking away. Yeah, that's what you can tell. So apparently there was an
What's she
order of wizards.
looking
but
at?
just-
Is there a place in the room that she's looking at?
Bope's looking for another puzzle. He's just
Not in the room. She's
hungry
Excited.
for
Yeah,
it.
there's Look, yeah, it was a gamble to even put that because those have ended sessions where you're just like, I ain't playing no puzzle game. I'm leaving this table.
Or I'll zap ourselves to death.
It's one of those things. If everyone throws their hands up, her guardian comes out, and it's like, well, we can punch our way into the tower. But yeah, there's she's not looking at anything in the room. She's just distracted.
Bope is just excited to be here. He's kind of like looking around, taking it all in.
Move up.
This
to
is an Archmage's tower. This is.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna move up to Bopen. It looks like this is just a foyer, my friend.
I've never been in an Archmage's foyer before. Oh boy.
In fact, here's what you know, Bope. This isn't just a tower. This is not just a cool wandering tower with interchangeable legs and things like that. This is a wizard's seclusium. That's a special word. It's a word that means, and you would know this as a wizard, that's a place where a wizard withdraws from the world to pursue mastery. It's a place of magic and plasms and horrors and treasures and doorways to other worlds, potentially. It's a place that when abandoned by a wizard, its treasures and dangers remain intact inside. However, it could spell catastrophe if the wrong sort were to discover a place like this. It's also a place that makes for fun location-based adventures and role-playing games. So
Share that with the group.
Seclusium.
Maybe we should watch our step a little bit, huh?
Yeah, this sounds like it's above our pay grade.
Is there any dust on the floor, or swamp prints from people coming in and out?
No one has come in and out. In fact, no one could solve that door. Your best guess is the giant probably tried to bang its way inside and got zapped a few times and probably had the troll push all the buttons, but after like 5 or 6 of them in regeneration, gave up. That's probably what the giant did. You took the troll and pushed it against all the buttons till the troll rebelled.
So,
Just yell hello one more time. Anybody here?
You do hear a little bit of stirring upstairs when you hear that. Not a lot.
That's something, at least.
We should make our way upstairs gingerly.
I don't
I look
have
to
red
Brennan.
hair.
That means you.
All right. So, how would you like to proceed? Now, I'm going to ask for a marching order now because you're going into combat in the very next room. I'm just curious if when you're all going upstairs. Now, your swamp buggy folks are out front. They didn't come inside unless you want them to come inside. They get nervous about leaving the wagon. And they do say that they can call for you if trouble's on the way.
I would ask
Please
that
do
they
that.
just duck their head in and yell if anyone's coming. Don't get hurt.
Yeah, they're even willing to sit, like in the foyer. They'll pull their buggy up and kind of be like, look. They're like, it's either go into Castle Caldwell, which may or may not be dangerous, or go into the tower, or go underwater and just swim as deep as they can.
Yeah, I'd rather they were hiding themselves until we need their services again.
Yeah,
They're gonna stash.
Stay safe, fellas. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a holler.
they're growing on me like fungus.
Like a blister on your foot, right?
Like a swamp fungus.
I'm going to call upon
All right.
Misty Visions invocation and have a silent image created next to me of a ghost. We've encountered them before, and I want another companion to maybe throw into combat to confuse. So I'm planning ahead.
Mhm.
It looks like the one we fought at the orphanage.
Mm.
You did that, Quentin?
Oh yeah, I don't think we ever gave him a marching order.
I mean, outside the fact that we saw you do it, then the question is, why?
He's creating distractions. It's not for us.
Minion.
You need minions.
He's a mastermind.
Some people might still be traumatized by those guys.
Those of us who are possessed repeatedly.
Just have like a tick going right now. Just right, delirious. Just.
It has been 0 days since last ghost possession.
I won't stab you again. I'm sorry.
You're never sorry. I don't believe you.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start going up the stairwell at this point.
I go right behind him, and as we go, I cast Barkskin through my ring.
I will follow behind Bope.
Guess that means
you make it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and for that, we at least know who's in front, and I can tell you. So, Eldon, when you come to the top of the stairs, they continue up. But on the second floor, you see a round table. This room is filled with like dirty, unwashed goblets and drained bottles and bottles and bottles of wine. Someone has been drinking heavily here in the Wizard's Tower. There are a couple of books that look very antique, probably very valuable, that are just kind of like haphazardly strewn about. Some of them are open, and they're just kind of like hanging around. The chairs aren't very well taken care of. There seems to be one that is positioned properly. There's a stool next to it, and you can see the initials BL carved into it. The other chairs are fairly ornate, but they don't look like they've seen much use in a long time.
BL, as in Blanche Lafayette?
Correct. That would be Blanche's stool that they let her sit on if she comes and visits the wizards.
You don't happen to know how long it's been since she was here, do you?
Me? No.
Does it appear like it's trashed, or just somebody wasn't taking care of?
Yeah, are they a slob or a party animal?
Make an insight
I was
check.
thinking, like, invader versus lazy caretaker. 8.
Less.
Eldon.
7.
All right.
Ouch. Mine is
Your
also
guess is,
burned.
if everyone rolls, it's one of those things where if you roll, you'll eventually succeed. I'll tell you, this is what you get. It's hard to tell by the condition. There's some, there might be some insight based on the manner of the books that are on the table. Anyone want to poke one of those? And if you do any of you speak Elvish?
Nope.
Poke it with my staff, maybe. I don't think I'm going to touch anything in this tower. I do not speak Elvish.
Anybody speak Elvish?
What do you have there?
You don't have to. If you speak Common, you'll get stuff out of it. It's just if you speak Elvish, you'll get some of the nuance.
Here, read over my shoulder. It's not hard.
Here, allow me to translate for you.
Yeah, I know you're all afraid to touch anything now because of the door. Don't worry. I'm going to assume that with Doliris's very high passive perception, you'll spot some of the, and you're on alert. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're like checking things for traps in that manner. However, those things with the DC of 22 you will not see. No, no, that's not there. Here's what you notice with the book. This isn't actually an old fancy book. This book isn't valuable at all. This is a book you could get for a, Waterhavian nickel. This is low class supermarket hot elven smut that they sell right off the shelves. And someone's been reading it while drinking alone at the Great Guild Gathering of Wizards table. And you can kind of tell this isn't someone sacked the place. Someone was having a party. A one-person party.
It wasn't sacked. It was satted. Somebody satted this place because this is just tragic.
Some quarantine vibes.
Anybody see a tressum? I'm looking for a tressum.
No.
I'm having this idea that someone's very unhappy about this wedding.
What?
It could be, I would say, loneliness as well.
Weddings could bring that on, I suppose. If one is lonely. I don't
That's
know.
what.
They're going to an awful lot of trouble to find a gift, though, for being.
Yeah, the more we delve into this, the less I want to be there when the box gets opened.
I'm gonna sneak that book into my little pouch of paper.
Of hot elven smut.
Save it for later.
Yeah.
This is why we have that PG-13
Yeah.
warning, folks. All right.
We're not getting into it. So, Hot Elven Smut was the name of a supplement written by
Swordfish.
Scott Fitzgerald Gray, who's the D&D designer. He did the 4th edition Tomb of Horrors. He edits all Sly Flourish's books. He did the Acquisitions Inc. book as a lead designer. But he has a supplement. It's just called that because it's provocative. But the lady of the manor, Dionysia, probably is very fond of it.
She's allowed.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to.
Absolutely.
Nope.
Does it-
No judgment.
does it-
We don't king shame
Does
here.
it look well flipped? If it looks,
Dog-eared
Yeah,
pages.
it's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things you can tell she's gone through it, but you can see there's like several of these. There's like 5 or 6 of them. So she's read one, chucked it, read another, chucked it, drank another bottle of wine, chucked that.
Right. Well, no side doors in this room. It's just a sad little pity party in here.
No, it just goes up. Yeah.
All right.
Well, there is, just like below, there is a room. There's an opening to the back. There's a port. It's
Cool.
dark inside, though.
Little back room. Just
So there's one on the first floor, one on the second. Same
Come on, head
position. So you go up this.
Just real quick, I
Oh, you
wanted
poke
to
your
check
head
out
in?
the bottles
Yeah, go ahead.
and see if they had any
Yeah.
liquid in them, or is it dried out and it's been a while.
You know what? There's a little bit. It's one of those where she was losing track of what she was drinking. This is the equivalent, though, of like Faerun box wine. This isn't like expensive or good stuff. Even though she is an archmage, she's like a level 20 wizard, all that jazz. She's just like, I'm gonna go down to the Calling Horns and pick up some box wine and bring it back to the Evermoors and get trashed
get
while I
some
read my
$2 chuck.
stories.
There you go.
2 copper whopper. I thought she would have chose something better.
Now, Bope, when you stick your head inside, you see the shaft go straight down to the first floor and go straight up 12 stories.
It's just
11
darkness.
stories. Doesn't go up. It's just darkness, but you can tell as your eyes sort of adjust. It's just a clear shaft. So your guess is someone probably would come in and then like levitate or fly spell up to the top to get to the higher levels quickly. They don't want to spend all day on stairs because there's wizards that use this tower.
We have a way for at least me to escape quickly if we need to.
How big is it? Is it just like one person can sit in there like a little one-person elevator, or is it a little bit of space?
You and Bope could do it together because you're smaller, but there you need to go in single file.
Dang. Okay.
I'm sensing stairs in our future.
Indeed.
And
Do I see like light coming through where there are other doorways? If I look up.
Absolutely. There's light on what would be the 11th story. There's also light on what would be the about halfway up. So probably the 6th floor. Everything else is fairly dark or dim.
Share that piece of information with the group. There might be a ways to go before we find anything else interesting.
And there's still some residue in the bottles, so a few days at most. Old.
All right. Well, onward and upward. Let's keep going. Well, keep them on marching up. Just do another. Hello. Delivery.
Blanche Lafayette.
Did-
We should make sure we mention that.
Oh, that's as you call out Blanche Lafayette. You are the third floor. If you want to stop there, you can stop there. You can see it's completely marble floor. There are blood splatters on the wall. No viscera. It's just very clearly blood. It looks like there was some sort of accident of some sort. An investigation might reveal a little bit more. There's a small wooden writing desk that's like, for great wizards, it seems kind of humiliating. There's a few pair of robes on the wall, and like you see like there's a small little serpent statue that kind of peeks its head around and just looks at everyone in the room. It's just a little animated object. It can't talk. And then yeah, so though you just see it's kind of like it's just strangeness and oddities in this room, in this tower.
Motion to the blood spatters on the wall. I'm sure she just cut her hands cutting a bagel.
Investigate.
Oh, you want to check out?
We've all been there. Sure.
It seemed like she nicked
I
an
haven't-
artery. Good God.
It is only a 10.
You're pretty sure it's not blood, but it is definitely a color stain, and it's a liquid of some sort. And it's very clearly the result of an explosion. Something exploded in here.
Fresh.
Um,
Is it fresh?
your
Wine.
best guess.
Wine.
Your best guess threw a bottle at the wall. That would be great. That'd be more in character. But your best guess is this is a room where things are created, maybe, but they're not fully thought out. So they're wizards. Wizards practice magic. Wizards study magic. Wizards have to do experiments to make things. So this room is very much for experimentation.
Ooh.
Drunk wizards is probably how we got owl bears.
Real talk.
100%.
So that little animated statue, I kind of kneel down in its general area, and I reach in and get my little magic pouch that has crickets in it, and I put a couple crickets in my hand and hold it out to see if I can lure it over.
It sort of looks at the crickets. You can tell it can't move its legs, but it can definitely move its top half. And it's fascinated by the crickets, but it is just made in the fashion of a serpent. It doesn't quite know how a serpent would behave. And it seems to more just notice things in the room. This is very clearly, a wizard or an apprentice or someone that wanted to test in the guild had like a great grandiose idea that they didn't fully think out. They're just like, ta-da! And they presented this little peeping statue.
I find it nightmarish for some reason. My God. Ugh.
You all right there? The statue giving you the eye?
No, just to think about it. Like, what if it is like sentient but can't like express itself, and it's just trapped in that form, forever looking around, unable to say anything? My God.
That's where your mind went immediately. All right. Well, we
That's
gotta
pretty
talk
dark.
about that later. Okay.
Onward.
To the
So the
fourth
next-
floor.
Yeah,
just
fourth
kinda
floor?
Drop a handful of crickets.
This floor is a beautiful library. This room is taken care of better than anything else you've seen in the tower, probably because the wizard hasn't been in here in some time. There are many books. It would take a long time to search through the books, but your assumptions is there are probably things of value in here. It would take some time to go through.
We can come back, fellas. I see Quentin and both just salivating. I'm sure. Just easy, fellas.
Never do bank jobs. Never steal from wizards.
True.
Hard and fast rule.
We don't know. We're assuming this wizard is still alive, so let's not start poking the bear, or the owl bear. All right. We can come back and look later, I'm sure. Okay.
Give you a fist bump, Bope.
That's a promise. Ba-la-la-la-la.
I'm assuming it's pretty obvious there's no errant wizard in this room at this point. Just immaculate bookshelves.
Did you name a specific type of book? I didn't
No,
quite
I'm
hear.
sorry. It's pretty obvious there's no errant wizard in here right now,
Oh.
just immaculate bookshelf.
No, immaculate bookshelves with immaculate books on them. There are a great many evocative titles.
I'll just pull the
Many
nearest
a
one off
tome.
the shelf to look at.
Hotter elven smut.
Roll a d20 for me.
Uh-oh.
18.
It's the
It
bookshelf.
is a
with
spell
anything.
book. The one you pull off is a spell book. It contains every first level evocation spell. All of them.
Wow.
I show it to Bo.
Okay, look at that.
Run my hand over it.
Okay, we should keep going. We don't know. We don't know what she's doing if she's here.
You know, if you're just holding it and we're in here, then you're not stealing it, right? Don't put it in your robes. I'm just saying,
I
hold on.
can't fault that logic.
Such a bad idea.
I am
mean,
not
it's
ready
not
to
so
cross
bad.
an archmage.
Look, I drop it on the ground. I'm like, look, if you don't pick it up, it's just going to be on the ground. You wouldn't do that to a
It
spell.
falls and hits the ground.
I slowly back away.
And then I
The
kind of put
floor
my
lets
hand
out
on
a
the.
sigh when it hits.
I put my hand on the book next to it, and I kind of slowly pull it off. You wouldn't want me to drop this one too, and I'd knock it onto the ground.
Are you?
All right, you
Which is that
drop
one?
Dionysia's
Bro?
book of her vegetarian recipes. Like, that's her personal cookbook of her vegetarian recipes. Falls on the floor.
Now Bo really starts to salivate.
Well, Quentin, what are you doing?
This is some
This
No,
is
sort
like
of
extortion or
no.
tax.
literary
Quentin,
foreplay. I don't know.
Quentin,
what's
what
happening.
are you doing? For reals?
I'm trying to convince Bope to pick up the spell book.
No, come on. That. Why? To what end are you trying to cause problems?
Says the paladin in the semi-abandoned wizard's tower.
You're in the semi-abandoned wizard's
Let's just
tower
keep
too.
going, guys. Come on. Pick up the damn book. Just don't take it
come
with
back.
you.
I pick it up and put it back, and then head back towards the stairs.
As you put it back, it's going to take you a little hop because you're not quite tall enough to reach it on the shelf. But you get it in, and with that, you are now free to continue up the stairs. And so you do. The next floor is it's the final store that the stairs go up to, and it is the rest you would need to find another way up. There's a large closet written in Elvish on the side and common underneath. It says components closet. Then Doliris, with your high passive perception, you see something scrawled under that says Darwin was here. Just someone vandalized this part of the tower, but there's a door. It's currently closed. Do you open it?
Hello?
You hear some shuffling, scurrying on the other side of the closet, and then it goes dead quiet.
We have a delivery for Dionysia.
You hear nothing, then what sounds like a weak cough, and then a voice say, "She's probably up the shaft."
Probably here.
Who are you, if I may ask? Can you sign for this?
I'm no one. I shouldn't be talking.
No one, please show yourself.
No can do.
No one can do. Now, come on.
Do you promise to do me no harm because you wizards like to pick on me?
I'm not a wizard, so I will do you no harm.
Yeah, most of us aren't wizards out here.
Most of us.
That's factual.
I don't believe you, and I need some sign of assurance. I don't want to be difficult, but I'm in a very, very, very rough position.
What would prove to you our good intentions, non-violent intentions?
First, put away all of your wands, rods, and staves. Close any spell books you have and put them away.
Hit him with that radiant. Hit him with that radiant light.
So much of a cleric you are. Is the door wooden? Is the door wooden?
Yeah, this isn't a real fancy door.
Okay,
It's
so just
like a
if it's wood, I can be like, are you afraid of druids?
Stops and he goes, I don't think I know that word.
Okay, I just chill out in the woods and stuff. That's my thing. And I'm just gonna put my hand on the door because it's wood. And I'm gonna cast Druidcraft to make a little flower grow on the other side. Like, we come in peace.
All right. Give me 1 second. I need to reset my sound card. I can see that it crashed.
Okay.
He's probably in there eating all the molasses.
We don't know that it's a he. We don't know who the person is.
They're talking very coherently for having a mouthful of molasses.
Yes. Bope has tried.
Maybe they have two mouths.
Both has tried to talk with a full mouth full of molasses.
Yes.
I believe that.
You were just eating straight up molasses?
I believe that.
You gotta test the
There
good.
we go. All right. I'm fixed. All right, so where do we leave off with the mysterious individual on the other side of the door? We were, you talked about how it was made of wood. You made a flower girl appear on the other side? Is that what happened?
Just cast like Druidcraft and see if it's some kind of wood that would bloom at some kind. And try to make a little bloom appear on the other side.
That's beautiful. Are there more flowers on the other side?
I can make more on the other side. I was just doing that for you so you'd see it.
Well, I guess I should trust you. I mean, don't recognize your voices, and if you obviously knew the code to get through the door, it's not like you're those stupid lizard guys. And then, door opens.
Are darling, and you will wash your mouth out with soap.
Well, yeah, the door opens, and there's like a bope-hided skeleton looking up at you. If he had eyes or eyelids, he would blink twice, but he just kind of stares. And he takes a look and sees you. And chat, mine did crash on my side though. I had it. I got an error message. My sound card, but yeah, the skeleton just kind of looks up and sees you. He's like, hello, my name is Darwin, familiar of the Archmage Dionysia.
You're a skeleton.
Familiar?
I am a skeleton. I am an undead familiar.
Well, I definitely was not expecting you, Darwin. Peaceful? Yeah? We good?
I do, however, am commanded, and Dionysia hasn't come down for a few days.
And I look up. Is there a shaft? Is that what he said?
Oops. Let me reshare my screen. My groove also closed on my sound card. Apologize for that. I'm fixing it. Alright. Oh, the shaft, yeah, you just need to fly up it. Oh, wait, you're not wizards, are you?
Is there no other way to get up other than the shaft?
Well, no.
the higher levels are reserved for the members of the order. That's where Dionysia holds her most important business. I was sent to clean the component closet. You can see on the other side, the component closet is not very clean. There's a good chance Darwin tried to eat some of the components. He's just very confused by the whole task. He's like, I don't read very well.
How long have you been here?
Probably 200 years in the tower, ever since she visited the city of Manifest.
I meant in this room.
Oh. He starts counting on his fingers and kind of doesn't quite get it. And then he goes and kind of shrugs.
He doesn't read good because he doesn't have eyes.
No.
At his little ankle bones. This is fascinating. Oh, you're not a real skeleton. You weren't once a living creature. You're just a facade of undead. You're not really undead.
Well, I am really undead. Like, I'm a real skeleton. I'm really, really, really undead. And according to the official proclamation, he pulls out a small scroll from one of his bones that he...
Where was that?
Somewhere close. I keep it behind my rib. And yeah, he pulls it out. He goes, according to Her Grace, I'm also bona fide. And he opens the scroll. Now, I don't really know what it says. It's written in Dwarvish. I don't read Dwarvish, but it says here I'm bona fide. Anyone read Dwarvish?
Yes.
Yeah, Randy and she.
All right, so it's written. It says, I, Archmage Dionysia, hereby declare my familiar Darwin in absolute disappointment in the Dwarvish tongue, and hereby demand that he wears this for his many constant failures in tomfoolery and monkey shine.
Monkey shine.
Darwin.
Huh. So, seems legit to me. So, are you able to take us to where she should be?
I could probably help you. So, if you don't know how to fly, there's probably a book or a scroll in the library.
Alright, but you must have to report to her once you complete your task, correct?
I don't tell her what she doesn't ask about.
What?
Good thinking.
What she don't know won't hurt him, I think is what he's saying.
I'm what you call belligerent. And then he pulls out from his other rib another sheet of paper. It's written in Elvish. He goes, now it took me some time, but I figured out the Elvish language. And this one said belligerent. He folds it back up and sticks it behind his rib.
Well,
So I chose a familiar that could not talk back to me.
Hold
Thank
on,
you very
hold
much.
on. You learned a new language, but you can't count.
Well, I can't count too well all the time. Like there's certain. I'm better at counting things that I am told to keep track of. Less so keeping track of things that are. He just kind of stumbles. You notice he kind of gets lost in his words. He's really not used to conversations.
I should stop asking
He also
difficult-
seems like a little intimidated by like Quentin. Like, you got weird vibes, dude. And he says it just kind of like that.
Thank you. They're cultivated.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not into it, but I don't know you yet. And then he like kind of turns to Eldon. He's like, that guy ain't into freaky stuff, right? Like,
you have no idea.
Yes.
yeah.
To be fair, I probably don't either.
Yeah, it's
I
just one of
conce-
those things. He's
I
detecting
concent-
kind of like a bit of pact magic, and so he's like, "Wait a second." Go ahead, Quentin.
Oh,
I concentrate and have my silent image move over to me, and the librarian-looking ghost kind of waves her finger at him.
Librarian ghost.
Yes.
That the ghost of Blanche? Did y'all kill her? And he looks around.
No, she's paying us. We don't kill people who pay us.
I
Blanche
guess she
doesn't
does-
get paid. She has no money. She's what we call
s-
poverty-stricken.
Hold on, you just said she has no money, so she can't, in fact, pay us money.
Yes,
She's the
you
library
promised
full of
that.
books.
If she says she does, she can definitely pay you. But I don't. There we go. Sorry, the groove thing was acting weird. Listen, Blanche, how would she even get money? She's got no talent or skills.
Okay. Here's where I don't trust your word because you're a skeleton who can't count and only. Yeah. No.
It's true, I'm pretty untrustworthy. I haven't seen her for a long time, though, not till she took the trials down below.
The trials.
Yeah, with people that want to get into Dionysia's special club, if they're not undead badasses such as myself, and he kind of struts his small statured bones, and he gives a muscleless flex. Because if they're not bona fide, legit, like bad to the bone, undead familiars,
Pun
they've
intended.
got to do some tests. So we'll see about that.
Important question. How did she get her picture down below, and you don't have your picture down there if she doesn't have any skills?
I'm like the thing is like I'm just not wait. Whose picture?
Blanche. Oh, you haven't been down there, have you?
No, I'm taking it down. But not yet. I there's no picture of me? There used to be a picture of me.
Well, you know how you could get your picture down there. You could tell us about the library. Are there any rules on borrowing or sharing? You said there were scrolls we could use to get up. You wouldn't have a problem with us, taking things?
It kind of depends on which scrolls you use, but if you're just trying to levitate, I mean, she'd probably, she could whip one of those up no time. Like that's shorthand. Like she could probably text it one hand.
Eyes just sort of
What is-
glaze over as he thinks about the grand possibility of spells that exist down there.
There are a great many spells down there. Many are dangerous. So
Well,
so
I'm gonna go investigate.
yeah, he goes, "Come with me," and if he may, he tries to like lead you by the hand. Little bony
Aw.
fingers. Yeah.
I grasp it gladly.
He's
Kind of
not
turns to
awful.
Delirious. He goes,
I'm like,
"I have a friend."
You sure
while we're
do.
walking, I'm like feeling the bones and kind of looking closely and just fascinating, really.
I'm kind of worried for Darwin, actually.
More and more worried for us, frankly. And
What material is the levitation?
Shaft.
What was the word for that?
It's just
Shaft.
It's
Yes.
just a stone shaft.
Is it like really, really smooth stone, or is it kind of rough?
Extremely smooth.
Eldon, I have a proposal.
you're not gonna try and throw me, right?
No,
Okay.
no. You can turn into a big octopus, right? Because you summoned one, so you've seen one.
Well, I mean, okay, I guess I didn't think of it like that. Yes,
You move very slow outside of water.
like 10 feet. That's all.
Well, I propose we
Do you
go
have a
to
climbing
the-
speed?
I propose we go to the topmost level. Eldon
We're there.
octopuses his way up, and then like either we ride, like Like we sit on top of him as he goes up, or he just like pulls us up with his, arms.
You could get up there and rope down.
And
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
how
I could just
far
fly-
is it from our level to the top?
Yeah, can't Bope
About
just
5 more
go-
stories. You'd guess 50 feet.
Bope, can't
Rennian,
Bope
you
just
you
go
could.
up?
Well, Rennian could go up there and then pull us up or something.
How
I
about
think I
that?
like the giant octopus idea better. It's
Yeah,
more fun.
so giant octopi can't really climb outside of water that well. I don't think
Well,
that
what
would
you're
be.
doing is you're pressing
Delirious.
against the walls, and
There's this
Del-
thing
Del-
called gravity.
Delirious.
Strictly speaking, they don't have a climbing speed to speak
Del-
of.
It means it would take you 5 feet around. You could make it up, and I'd let you make it up.
Eventually,
Guys,
like
going
sometime
up.
next week. Yeah.
Guys, Bope has his fly.
Yes, you all saw it.
It's way more
We
practical.
bought those.
That
Oh,
is-
right.
You're gonna,
Yeah, it's been a while.
you're gonna rope a boat.
God.
It's the old rope a boat strategy that the Velkyn Weave is known for.
I could summon some giant eagles.
Well, actually,
I mean-
anyone. No, Eagles probably working at come fine.
Yeah,
There's
I don't.
Something else we could do. I could press the easy button. We have a rope of climbing that will
Oh,
knot
yeah.
itself
Oh,
over
yeah.
a 50-foot length.
Otherwise known as our portable hole.
We
Yeah,
also have an
it's,
unmonitored library, and I keep going.
I hear
Okay,
you,
yeah,
bro.
Bob. See you
Get up.
later.
Yeah, get up,
So-
rope, Quentin. Yeah.
Bope, what makes you think that it's unmonitored?
Well,
Uh,
if we pull
there's
enough
only
books
one
off the
way to
shelf,
find
maybe
out.
she comes down, and then we can give her the box.
Let's not annoy her.
Antagonize the wizard.
Yeah,
You
not.
don't want to upset her, Darwin says,
You
very
wouldn't like her when
stoically.
she's upset.
Were you? Did you upset her, and that's why you're this?
No, I'm this way because I'm an undead familiar. I'm from the city of Manifest. I worked there as a newsie for some time, extra, all that. But I was sent into the service of my good master, Her Grace, the Archmage Dionysia. And she did not make me this way, although I am honor bound to her.
I just had
And
to
she
check.
told me if anyone came to sit perfectly still, but I didn't do a very good job. She said if anyone asks for you, don't answer. Belligerent pulls out the other.
I did kind of hear you rustling around up here, down from the first floor.
I was hungry, he says.
I have a counter
Hungry.
proposal then. If you're hungry and we're wanting to get her attention, I saw a book labeled her favorite vegetarian recipes. Why don't we cook something up near the shaft and see if the scent wafts upward and draws her down?
What happened to the rope idea? I thought that was going to get us up there pretty quick. Can we just
Yeah,
do
that's
that?
simple and quick, but I didn't think we like to do that type of thing.
No, I'm in favor of that. Let's just do the dang thing.
Okay,
Oh,
hold my rope and say the magic word. Voila, it knots itself.
all right. It goes up to the top floor, and excellent strategy as you have the rope. And Darwin sees that, and he's like, "Now that's something you don't see every day." He seems genuinely impressed. He's like, "You must be great wizard-like people."
No, we're just.
Except you're a real wizard.
Not really. I just killed a lady for her hair and then had somebody make it into this rope.
No, it was that little fellow, that Corad thing, remember?
Yeah, well, I thought, okay.
No, and it had like a mustache and beard and stuff. Well, okay, you're right. I mean, you never know, I suppose. We didn't ask, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Okay.
I'll start climbing.
All right. Doesn't take too long. As you make your way up, are you only one person at a time on the rope, or can you all fit on it? How does it work? What is your SOPs for rope climbing?
It says it'll hold up to 3,000 pounds, and it grants advantage on climbing or athletics climbing checks.
But this is also the
athletic
first time
climbers
we're
need
using it.
Okay. Well, this is an excellent time to use it. You make your way up the rope, and you see, as you reach the 11th floor, which is the penultimate floor, That is as high as this goes. You know there is a 12th floor, which would be the wizard's chamber. It is at that point you see in the final room a large chamber. It seems larger than the other rooms, almost miraculously. And you see a series of like lectern podiums that are made out of various materials. One is made out of gold, one is made out of silver, one is made out of bronze. There are a series of statues that line the back of the room, and all the hands have been broken off of the statues, and their eyes have been gouged out. These are obsidian statues. There's something else of interest in the room. In the center of the room, turning its head as it hears you climb, is the grisly and ghastly face of a white and intelligent undead warrior. As his head turns and he gets ready to gasp out, you see that he is not alone. There are a series of other undead warriors in here. Several are not armed. There is one in the back that has a very large sword. And so, at this point, we will roll initiative, and then we'll go to our first break.
Oh boy.
Do you mean, and then first we yell out, delivery?
Hello?
All right. So with that, don't go away. We are going to be back. We are headed off to our first break after we roll initiative. It's a good time to take it. Don't forget to ask character questions by typing in question in all caps, followed by your question and which character it's directed at. So go ahead and roll your initiative, and we can make the magic happen.
I got an 18.
I got an 8.
11.
11,
Wow.
Yeah.
and Delirious goes before me.
Yep. I do.
So let's go down again. 18 was Eldon.
Quentin.
Was that correct?
18 was Quentin. Eldon was
Okay.
8.
Hope was
And-
9.
Bope is 9, and then we had a pair of 11s.
Correct. Delirious first, followed by Renyan.
All right, and then let us roll initiative for the following. All right. In this combat, we will run.
Maybe.
All right.
5 stories up.
The
Nice.
Deathlock White got a 19. One white got a 22. And the two others, the Sword Wraith Warrior and the other white, are going later in initiative. So it's going to be the sword wielding white, followed by one of the magic casting ones. And with that, we are set to prepare for combat. So don't go away. We will be back in about 10 minutes. And we are back. When last we left the Velkyn Weave on the stream, they were facing down a small horde of undead here in the tower of the Archmage Dionysia. It is very clear that these undead seem to be hostile, or at least willing to defend their position against the party. First up, it is going to be a Deathlock White, who is going to shoot with disadvantage a Grave Bolt at Quentin. For these purposes, Quentin is like the equivalent of prone, hard to see in the dark, and so these blasts are fired. 22. Oh, go ahead.
I will shield.
All right. And what is your armor class with the shield?
23.
All right, so that is good enough. After that, the second person in initiative is the white. And the white charges forward and takes 2 swipes with its sword, or 1 swipe with its sword at Quentin. Totally misses, and then reaches forward with its ghastly hand and attempts to touch you on the head. You need to make a Constitution saving throw. No, he doesn't hit you at all. What's your armor class, Quentin?
Still a 23. Good old shield.
Yeah, it doesn't hit you at all. Sorry, I misread the block. So since it doesn't hit, you don't have to make a saving throw. And after that, it is now Quentin's turn. There's 1 white on you, 1 further in the back.
My patron is stronger than yours. And do I have an ally within 5 feet of him? The one in front of me?
I don't think you have an ally within 5 feet of him.
Okay.
Just because you're on the rope. Yeah.
So I didn't make it up to the landing level?
No, as your head was coming up, I had to roll because they are on guard to watch the shaft to see if anyone comes up. They are actively protecting that room.
Gotcha. Okay, then I will bonus action disengage, and I will move deeper into the room to allow my allies more space.
You do so easily, and you're safe to where you're not going to get swung at by anyone else.
And actually, I will take a swipe at him since I've got my attack action, and I will try and strike him with my Dragon Tooth Dagger. That's not looking so hot. That is a 16 to hit.
16 definitely hits this white.
Okay.
And the Dragon Tooth Dagger is magical, correct?
That is correct.
All right.
Sorry. Okay. So technically that would have been with the booming blade, so very loud, thunderous, and 15 total points of magic and thunder.
Are they different damage type?
Yes. So there's magical piercing and thunder and parsing it out here. And I'm guessing the poison doesn't go through.
No poison to these creatures, but everything else does.
Okay, so 13 points of thunder and magic piercing.
Alrighty, so there is a big boom. The thunder goes off, frightening the white, and you split him open. He seems immediately taken aback by the power of that attack, because this is substantial. They're not used to seeing such fearsome attacks. One, from a almost prone position, you dodged and defended yourself against arcane attacks. 2, you managed to dodge their draining attack and their longsword. And then 3, you just, blasted the heck out of them with your dagger. And then couldn't even lay hands on you. Tried to swing, but couldn't because you just perfectly disengaged away.
Quentin is very dodgy.
Yes, it is. I have next here. Let me move this. It is Doliris, it looks like.
Undead creatures whose fortune has run out, flee Tamora's gaze. That is turn undead.
All
Which
right,
I
turn
really
undead.
I really don't have anywhere to go, but it will take away their reactions and their dodge.
They'll run away.
They break out of. They do get a wisdom check of 13.
All right.
There's just nowhere really for them to go, but they.
So the white that was fighting Quentin could not. Now, for turn undead, do you need to see them? Because you're not up the rope yet. We can say you've gone up the rope and you've done it.
Question. I
If they
didn't
hear you,
write that part down. I mean, I'm certainly shouting it. Hold on. I'm sorry.
If you've gone to the top, it's totally okay. I was just trying to figure out my positioning. Also give me the DC because there's going to be
13. Wisdom 13.
All right.
Still 13?
So for paladins, they
But
must.
they have to see or hear me. So if they can hear me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can hear you.
So then, yeah.
And the guy that I struck with my booming blade, if he moves, he's taking 10 thunder damage from the after effects.
That one wasn't affected. It looks like every other one of them in the room was, though. So they all start cowering in the corner. You know, they are going to not be able to move towards you, I'm pretty sure.
And on that note, Doliris does plan to instruct Deet and Tobias in the proper worship of Tamora, and not whatever that charlatan has taught.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
They hear you downstairs, too. Like, they stick their head in the shadow. They're like, y'all okay up there?
No.
And with that, Rinian, you are up. Doliris, did you go up the shaft or did you stay down?
I need to go up because someone might need me to heal them.
All right, fair. You are now at the top of the shaft, which would make you essentially engaged with the white right there.
Yeah, okay.
Rinian, you would be able to squeeze past if you go up.
Yep, and I will do that and take a defensive position next to Doliris as I yell out, oh shit, I just blanked on her name. Mistress of the Tower, you have a delivery. Please call off your guards.
Dionysia?
Yeah, that one.
You notice that they don't seem to respond to the name Dionysia. They do not. And with that, we move to Bope's turn.
I just hear the sounds of combat breaking out, and I'm just like, oh, fiddlesticks, we're done for. I reach up for Renion's boot that is no longer there, thinking I could cast fly and get us both up in one turn. But alas! And I start scurrying up, and I have to use my my action to dash to make it all 50 feet up, as I was taking up the rear. But I will peek over the edge, and what's going on? Like, oh, no wizards up here. That's my turn.
All right. At this point, we move to Eldon's turn.
All right, I got one more shot on this. I'm going to hear the combat up there. I'm just gonna still hang on to the rope. Just kind of hold my staff up, point it through the shaft, and said, I don't like using these guys, but it'll work. And I'll cast Conjure Animals and summon 2 giant vultures in the room above us.
Okay. They're now up in there. Yeah.
It will swoop down on the dead guys. Like, You all
They're
hungry?
all dead.
Get
Alright,
some carrion.
They go up in there, and they're going to make their attacks. I'm just going to roll them quickly over here.
Ready?
Since
Yeah.
I can just keep track of them in my virtual tabletop. They are going to hit hard. That is a hit and a crit on 2 of them. And so they tear into a Deathlock White and the Sword Wraith Warrior. And so let me do some subtracting from the health of those things.
And while they're doing that, I'll shimmy up and get up on the ground next to Quentin with my staff and shield and be like, all right, we got some backup.
When did you get a shield?
I've had a shield.
Why don't I remember this?
Mm-hmm. Beats me.
The Sword Wraith Warrior is no longer turned as it has taken damage from a vulture. With that said, it's better to kill these things than to leave them cowering in the corner. He is going to...
I was just saying, their damage does count as magical, just for the record, because of my Druid Circle.
Well, one vulture is down as it takes 24 points of damage.
Ooh.
That the Sword Wraith Warrior rolled and attacked the vulture that was on him, and hit. And it's going to use its. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they've got more hit points than what's standard because of my Druid Circle. They're at 28 right now.
Okay, fair. So it has 4. He uses his bonus action to take another attack.
Where's this?
For another 12 points of damage. So 1's down.
I'll take it. It's fine.
Yeah. And with that, the final white is just in the corner trying to crawl through the floor to get away from the might of Doliris. With that, we're back at the top of initiative. The Deathlock White is going to, which took damage from the vulture and is no longer
Turned.
Turned. That's the correct turn. Is going to fire grave bolts at Doliris. 22 and 19.
Hit.
I will impart disadvantage to the first one.
All right, let me reroll. 17.
Hit exactly.
Oh, meets beats. So that's going to be 18 points of necrotic damage from the Deathlock White. And with that, the other white that was unturned, which is standing toe-to-toe with you, reaches out its hand to life drain. 15 to hit, does not hit if your armor class is 17. Then attempts to gouge you with a sword.
Look out!
That
Don't let it
was
touch
also
you.
on me? Sorry, I was fighting with my...
It makes 2 attacks.
Okay, yeah.
Life drain and sword.
Yeah, Doliris is down.
Well, it hasn't hit you yet. Oh, were you down from the first one?
No, I have 7 hit health left, though. I suspect.
Yeah, 17, you're down. He slashes into you with the long sword.
Yep. I did my best.
And with that, we move to Quentin's turn.
You dare touch my cleric? And I will
Don't pretend you
lash
care.
out at it with the Hex spell.
Yeah, you scared Harold, he says. He's cowering in the corner. Yeah.
And I will step forward and try to hit it with the Dragon Dagger again.
All right.
20 to hit.
That totally hits.
Rolling damage. And only 10. That is piercing, thunder, and necrotic.
Yeah, necrotic. Definitely necrotic damage. No, necrotic. There's a resistance.
They're
I was
undead.
only one, so not. I guess it would be 9 thunder and piercing and 1 necrotic.
Okay. Got it.
And then, so yeah, I'll use my bonus action to disengage, moving back.
Got it. And with that, we move to Doliris's turn. I believe you're making a death saving throw.
Yeah, what is that again? I'm sorry, it's been a while.
Roll a d20, and let me know if you get a 10 or higher.
Yes!
All right, you succeed
11.
1. If you succeed 2 more, you're fine. Or if you receive any
it.
healing, you will wake back up.
Right. Wait.
Rinian's turn. She is adjacent to you as well.
Yeah, after watching Delirious fall, but realizing that he has nothing that he can give to her right now, he lays into this abomination before him, undead abomination.
Finish
before
it!
him. So first attack with his silvered longsword, or well, the sword's name is Silver Edge. 22 to hit.
Hits.
We'll do 6 magical slashing damage. And then I need an oppose. Now he's going to use his is it bonus action or reaction? I always forget. Bonus action. I'm going to use my bonus action to shove and attempt to knock down.
Into the shaft, so he falls 50 feet.
I cannot go behind me. It would have to be either...
The way I see it in my head is...
As cool as it is...
The way I see it in my head, based on you getting in the room, he would be pushed 5 feet. I'd let either way. It's just one of those things where
I'm okay with shoving him down the shaft.
Yeah.
So for shove, it is going to be a contested the target's strength athletics or dexterity.
You got an 8.
Acrobatics versus my strength athletics, which I get a 16.
All right.
Since he moved 11 thunder damage from the lingering booming blade going off. Ka-chang!
Oh wow!
The
thunder damage shoots him.
Well,
down
it's yeah. I was gonna say the thunder. He splatters into undead bits as he hits, anyways. As he takes 37 points of falling damage. Just the thunder goes off. It is a white firework. Just yes. Dee and Tobias looking up the shaft to see him fall and smash next to him. They look down at him and look back up.
And then it explodes.
And then Renyon will use his move action to move into the bolting Wraith's face.
All right, you're up on the Wraith. And with that, Bope is on deck.
Narrowly dodges the white that goes flying over my head. Oh, that was close. And then the aftershock of the boom kind of makes me jump. And then I scurry up and I see the mayhem in front of me. I'm like, oh dear, oh. And I take out a healing potion and feed it to Doliris on the floor. Not thinking for a moment of how I could help her get up in other ways. Like, like the belligerent friend we met before.
In a future, but past tense.
We're gonna have words.
Didn't even cross my mind.
You were unconscious. You didn't know. That's fine.
Wasn't on the table.
I'd figure it out.
So I'm gonna roll 2d4, and that was a 2 and a 3. So 5 plus 2, 7 hit points.
Thank you. I think.
You're okay.
Darwin's on his knees next to you, staring at you with his blank eye sockets.
Why is D&D so difficult?
Just so Eldon knows, I went ahead and rolled attacks with advantage because the giant vulture and Rinian are both engaged. One of the beaks hit and tears into the Deathlock White, who is still up, but is getting tattered as its spectral body is ripped by the vulture.
Excellent.
Anything else from Bope? Or are we going to Eldon?
That's my turn.
Okay. While Delirious is still down, Bopa's fed her a potion. I'm going to go ahead and pump a Cure Wounds into her as well. Let's just play this safe here. And get you 8 more hit points, Delirious.
Thank you. Feeling better all the time.
And then I'm going to cast Shillelagh. Bonus action cast Shillelagh just onto my staff. And I'm going to go up to support Renian against that Deathlock. Wraith.
All right.
Or Spec White. Something.
There's the Deathlock White, and there's a Sword Wraith Warrior. They're long names.
Whatever Renian's
Thank you,
fighting, that's where I'm
Morgan.
going. Yes.
I'm next to the white, not the wraith. Sorry.
I'm going to the White then.
So the Deathlock White and the Sword Wraith Warrior are both back there. There's another White that's cowering in the corner.
Leave him alone.
Yeah, I'm not worried
That'll
about him.
last for a minute. Yeah.
Going to the one that Renian and my Vulture are picking on right now.
All right.
I can't attack, but I'm ready to go.
Sword Wraith is up and tears into 23 damage to the Vulture. And then bonus action. Yeah, bonus action attacks.
It's okay. It's really okay.
21 more points of damage.
Okay.
Jeez, they hit hard. I was looking at them too. I was like, I don't think they do a lot of damage. Why? They hit
I
hard.
didn't know this.
2d10.
You're just trying to play innocent.
Yeah. So
what my vultures are there
go.
for.
Yes. And then the other White is still trying to dig his way out of the corner. In fact, Darwin looks at him and is contemplating kicking him in the rear, then looks at Delirious and looks back at him and is like, disappointing the wizards.
Did he make his wisdom save earlier?
Which is 15, by the way, not a 13. Bope caught me.
What's that?
It's a DC 15 save, not a DC 13 save.
Okay.
13 sounded. I was like, that's their save against me, and my skills shit.
We're up to the Deathlock White now, who reaches out and grabs Rinian with his icy death-like fingers. What's your armor class?
18.
Well, he doesn't get you with that.
That's good to know.
And but the dead White stays dead, and it's Quentin's turn. Sorry, I gotta remove him from initiative.
I stow the Dragontooth dagger and pull out the bone wand that I've been using, and point it at the Deathlock White. You've made some poor life choices, my friend.
Yes. Like this.
Darkness take you. And 18 and 22. Oh, sorry. Bonus action Hex to drop the Hex on it from the previous one that died.
Easy
and
peasy.
then 18 and a 22 with the Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, the tears into the Deathlock White. How much damage is dealt?
The first one is 8 force, 6 necrotic. The second one is 8 force, 3 necrotic.
The Deathlock White is incinerated by the eldritch forces that tear into it. It is nothing but a spectral remnant as you finish it off.
My Hexblade sends its regards.
And with that, we move to Delirious's turn.
Okay, before I am once again in danger of being killed, I forgot. I think I'd remember what my spell is here. Tomorrow grants me the strength to carry on the fight. I'm gonna slap a cure at level. Oh, what's it? Level 1. Level 1 cure on myself. Sorry.
Do you have any more level 2s or 3s?
I do, but I'm saving
Oh,
them for
okay.
a special occasion. Or give myself 12 back. I swear to God, D&D Beyond used to let me just input the amount I wanted to heal without making me fucking click up. That makes no
Delirious
sense.
doesn't swear very much, but Michelle does.
Well, I guess
Sorry.
they're aware.
I just get
Deed and
annoyed.
Tobias, those are the sacred words. She's speaking in swears. It's good old bayou talk.
They knew they liked you.
That's my action. I have nothing.
All right, Rinian.
So the last
Sword Wraith Warrior.
the last active hostile one is the Sword Wraith Warrior, which we will dash over. Well, it's not dash, but we will move quickly over to, leading in with a overhead strike with the sword into it, getting a 25 to hit, dealing another 6 points of magical slashing damage, and attempting to knock him on his bony butt, knocking prone with the shove ability.
All right, to defend against the shove, he's a strong boy. Let's see, he rolled a 9. Not so strong.
He wasn't righteous enough.
No.
Unfortunately, I only rolled a 9 as well.
All right, here's the way it
Tragedy.
sort of goes down. You can tell when you lock with him. This particular warrior, even though he is undead and he is sort of caught between worlds, he was very much an honorable warrior as well. As he meets blows with you, and you sort of get into this push-pull-shove, you can tell that there's almost like a growing respect, and he sees the cowering white in the corner. He calls out to Bope at this time, and the others. He goes, "Shall we parley, or shall we battle?"
Words.
Rinyan's literally about to land his second attack, and he'll hold.
Yeah, do it.
No, he'll
You
hold.
probably won't kill him.
He'll
Yeah.
hold.
Until you smite and he explodes. No. Yeah, so it's one of those. He's willing to stop hostilities and come out of initiative.
So it's like, okay, we're just on a delivery, guy. You attacked us.
Yeah, he stops. He goes, "Yes, we were compelled and commanded. Should we see anyone other than the Archmage Dionysia or her disappointing familiar? Hey!" And then, yeah, voice speaks up. Darwin's there, hands on bony hips. What? Kind of juts out his little skinny butt, and then they're just like, "Who let you out of the closet?" Kind of looks at y'all and looks at the others. They're like, "Yeah, someone stick him back in there." The white in the corner is still cowering, and it's just kind of like the warrior sees he's kind of alone in this.
So is she home right now? We've got something for her, a present from Blanche Lafayette.
They look down and they stare at Darwin. They said, "They're delivering the present, and you didn't tell us?" Darwin kind of looks to the side, looks to the right. You're not too sure where he's looking, aside from him turning his whole body. And he's just kind of like, they have a. Go ahead.
Before he responds, I'll be like, do not hold him responsible. He wasn't even going to show us this far because of his orders to clean the closet, of course.
He wasn't ordered to clean the closet. We stuck him in there for sneaking about, trying to tamper with things up here. Little weasel.
I see. We can remove him from this plane.
Oh, hang on.
Adrian.
It's just everybody
He is a
relax.
familiar, though. I don't think that's because I considered
We
it
would-
earlier.
Yeah, the warrior speaks up. He goes, I wouldn't recommend that. The ghost princess would be very upset.
The ghost
it-
princess.
Ooh, who's
Yes.
she?
I'm still
Interesting.
getting impressed all at the same time.
She's the owner of this tower.
You mean Dionysia?
Dionysia is the ghost princess?
You notice the wraith when you say the name Dionysia in the corner kind of stops, no longer turned, and kind of looks. He kind of calls out. He goes, "We don't use that name anymore."
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. We call her ghost princess instead. She's okay with that.
Apparently she's
She
a
has
ghost
become.
now.
She has passed.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, when
Transcended?
did this happen?
Some years ago, she decided that her life needed to be extended. So she ventured deep out to the moonshays, passed into the city of Manifest. It's a place between worlds, in a realm known as the Coil. She returned with that, points at Darwin, kind of moves forward like they're going to kick him down the shaft, and kind of backs behind Bope, like kind of clings to you for support. You got a buddy in here, he says. Yeah, and they go, she ascended to a higher form. The 12th floor is hers.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Ascended. Yeah.
Did she tell anyone about this? You know, anyone not in the tower?
There was no one left to tell. No one except, well, the mediocre pupil, Blanche Lafayette.
Is she going to a wedding or not?
The white says, she had excellent penmanship, and the wraith kind of looks down at him, and the white kind of backs away. Like, they do compliment her penmanship. She wouldn't tell us if she was going to a wedding, but she did compel us that if any intruders came in and tried to get to the 12th floor, if she wasn't around, and she was up there, that we must defend. And you notice that there is there's like a pull door in the ceiling. They can pull down and open the ceiling to go to the highest floor. They're like, but if she's up there, we are told to defend her. If there is a wedding, she wouldn't lie. And if Blanche Lafayette told you there was a wedding, Blanche is very capable of lying, but I don't think she would lie to you all. You're not wizards. And they kind of look at Bope, and then they go, kind of shrug. They're like, yeah.
Most.
Why would she
As a
lie to
group.
wizards but not to none? I don't.
I mean, plural,
me
we are
cast
not
any magic.
wizards. That is true.
Why would she lie to wizards but not non-wizards? She's a schemer. She's a politician. She's manipulative.
Yeah, but you think she'd be that to like everybody, not only wizards. It's only one small
She's
sector.
very selective.
Clearly.
I mean, how well do you know her, really, Delirious?
I don't.
Well, all right.
She's not. She was unknown to me. It was a friend.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't really care for the cut of these guys' jib, but why would they lie to us about it?
No, I don't think they are. I believe them
Mm.
somehow.
She is home. She's upstairs, up above.
She's alive because we're still here.
But,
Or-
well,
Alive as much as
yeah.
she can be. She's still on this plane. Whether she's in the room or not, I guess you take up that chest and find out.
Guys, let's just get
That
this
is
over
our
with.
job. Yeah.
Get Can one of y'all reach that? That's kind of out of my limit here.
I'll go put my hand on the rope and recall it back up and wind it about myself.
Okay, you call it up. The White, who is cowering, kind of pulls down the door. They're not aggressive or hostile anymore. They kind of eye Darwin and look up there. They're like, "Are you going with them?" And Darwin asks, "Can I come with?"
I don't think it matters to us, Darwin.
Well, he was kicked off of this floor for screwing around. I think if he was to be up there, she would have him up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not wrong.
I'll go back to the closet, he says, and then you see him start. He looks down the shaft, and then he looks back up. He goes, "There's no stairs on these floors, and I can't fly, and I don't have a scroll of levitation." And then they kind of look back at you. They go, "We'll figure it out."
I mean, he could be useful in identifying what's occurring in case whatever she has ascended to makes her not so accommodating of the living.
I often find it useful to use a match to see what's in the oil flask.
I am increasingly impressed by your metaphors of awfulness, Quentin.
I mean, that was a good one. I like that.
It was a good one.
Thank you.
I like it.
Special delivery.
Hello?
As you
I'll
go
try-
up, yeah. Go ahead and finish, Quentin, and then
I was just going to say I say it in a couple languages. Little abyssal, elvish, draconic.
Okay, you hear that, and it sort of echoes. Anyone that heads up the stairs would see that there is a beautiful but also ghastly statue of what looks to be a once beautiful woman. You can tell by the silhouette that it is very clearly what was the Archmage Dionysia. However, where her face would be is the horrifying face of a skull. The floor seems to move about you, like the floor itself, almost like the boards, and you notice that there's a covering that seems to animate and come to life as you come up here, and it almost sheepishly backs away. It's very clearly the carpet itself kind of moves up and flips back silently, but kind of scared to see people coming up here.
It's just like the flying carpet from Aladdin. No, it's
Except larger.
Except okay.
Similar.
Probably more murderous.
Wow.
Shakes its tassels no. Kind of pokes one out. Scurries over.
It's kind of cute.
Would you like to feed
I
it a
think,
cricket?
well, no. I don't
Did you
think
take
carpet-
Darwin with you?
What was the group consensus? I'm not attached to bringing him. It's not very.
I don't think Dionysia would like it if we took him.
Okay.
You could disguise me, he says. Looks at Bope. Looks at Quentin.
That's even worse. Go away.
Actually, we could.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because we
Could only
could
make
doesn't
them
mean we should.
Put a sheet over him. Just watch.
Now he's a
how it goes.
ghost. This is our ghost familiar. Here we go.
Ooh.
I'll put him on my shoulders, and I'll use disguise self myself.
Okay. I was gonna say you can do that, or we can just do a quick vote. Majority. If the majority wants to take him, he's with you. If you don't want, he won't go with you.
I'm apathetic, and I'm just gonna shake my head if he brings him up here, like that disguise self stuff. I'm like, okay, fine.
I'm kind of apathetic as well.
Feel really strongly about it.
We should not do it.
He's staying
He's
behind.
only going to make things worse.
All right. He tries to get up, and you see the carpet take its tassels and knocks him down the stairs, and he goes tumbling down. It kind of shakes its tassel. No, you're not allowed up here.
I already like the carpet.
I ruffle through my
25% more.
clothing, and I pull out a ball of lint, and I offer it to the carpet.
Kind of comes up and kind of takes its little tassels, and it almost looks like it eats it. It like seems to treasure it though underneath. You can kind of see there's different tapestries up here. They're more like hieroglyphic in their art style. They're strange, and it kind of shows what you could assume is Dionysia passing through a spiritual realm. There is a vast city filled with ghosts, ghouls, and other undead, and it looks like a number of people between, but also living people in this city. And then there is a wrapped portrait that's covered part way. You can't really see what it is. You'd have to remove the cover. And then there is a large ornate mirror.
Stand in front of the mirror.
Make an Arcana check.
$12.
You know that this mirror is one side of a two-sided portal.
Who wants to go through the mirror first?
Pass.
The carpet waves. I'll
we
go
have
through the mirror.
we have a delivery from Blanche Lafayette. Is anyone here?
You hear the wraith downstairs goes, if she's not in there, she's gone through the mirror. Probably seeing her lady friend, he says. Kind of looks at the other white.
Oh,
What's on the other side of the mirror? I say down.
The lady friend, apparently.
Or should I say, where is the other side of the mirror?
They call up and they say, well, is the rug up there?
Yes?
Yeah.
Probably in the sky someplace. Or at least that's what we hear. We don't get many details from Darwin. And we think he
Maybe-
makes up most of it.
Maybe we shouldn't go through the mirror.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna dump us in the sky. I don't wanna.
When you say
you
the
know-
sky
Well,
somewhere,
The carpet is like, it kind of motions. You see it kind of floats up off the ground and it kind of flies around. It's like, hey, the sky is not a bad place.
oh shit!
this could be fun. I hop on playfully.
Yeah,
I'll jump on too.
You're on. It feels like nice and firm.
Screw
You got
it.
something, Eldon?
I'm gonna get up on there.
Yeah, it's much
Lyric,
larger.
come on.
Than,
This is a family sedan-sized flying carpet.
Gingerly step onto the carpet. Arm
it
spin
folds
wheeling.
itself to make little stairs for you to walk up if you want to. Like it's willing to help you out. It
Oh, thank
likes
you.
so-
How kind.
Yeah, it kind of weighs a tassel. Kind of turns
Run
to
in.
rain.
I'm not
Well-
sure if there's room. You got a lot of heavy armor.
Come on, bud. Don't get left behind. Looks like we got a ride here.
Don't be a
Alright.
Darwin.
I don't think it's a ferry. I think it's all right. It's
Let me hold your ankle so I can cast fly if I need to.
it's maybe faux fur, not fey. I think it's all right.
I'll get on.
All right.
It's
And-
a whole new world.
It is. The music plays and it changes, and you take off into. It kind of backs up and then goes through the mirror. You are in the sky. It is clear, fresh air. It's cold up here. You must be, 2-3 miles above the continent below, and you are soaring through the clouds on a flying carpet. You see the sun, which is golden in the distance, a small silhouette break through the clouds. Your eyes begin to focus on what can only be the shape of a castle. It looks like a castle with 3 different towers. This castle, it's hard to tell by the distance. It is massive in size. These towers are gargantuan. They are, whoever built this sky fortress had spent a great many resources. As you're approaching and you begin to come closer, you can also see avian shapes kind of flying around it. There's 2 different types. The first type appears to be a humanoid with wings, perhaps an angel, and you can see they seem to carry weapons of some sort. The second appears to be like a large, like eagle-like creature. You would know through the stories you've told in your travels what these actually are very clearly Aarakocra and griffins on the castle. There is also a massive figure that kind of looks out from the tower, and it is very clearly a cloud giant. And you approach slowly the castle of Lyn Emerald, the castle of the cloud giants. So you're a ways off, so anything you want to do, it's at least 10 minutes before you get there.
Fire giants down below and cloud giants up above. Giants seem intricately tied with this, it seems.
Can talk to the rug, be like, is it safe, rug, to go there?
It kind of does a rug shrug. But then it kind of motions back to you and kind of nods that the carpet is allowed to enter Lyn Emerald. Now, I will note this about the giants. The giants seem to be tied. Lyn Emerald does fly above the Evermoors. That's its location. The cloud giants may not be aware that there's fire giants below, and they would be very curious to hear that.
It just seems...
Especially since this is their territory.
We keep the, X-nay on the Anenvadve.
Yes, agreed.
What was that?
We're not going to tell him about the magic green rod we found.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't speak Dwarvish.
Well,
Pig Dwarvish.
if it takes us about 10 minutes to get there, can you comprehend languages again in case they don't speak common?
Good idea.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Some of my bric-a-brac slides off the carpet as I try to shuffle it together and cast.
Oh no!
Components
comprehend
gone forever.
languages.
All right. I'm going to, in case you haven't seen it, I'm going to post one of the Lyn Armal photos in the TVW chat, just so you can see it. Also shows some of its levels, but you can at least see it from a distance. It does have what looks like, as you approach, a large greenhouse area. There is a massive observatory with a large telescope shooting out, and a tall tower. As you come closer, the Aarakocra fly out and see you. They're not hostile, and they speak to you in Orin. This would be after you would have cast comprehend languages if you did.
I speak primordial, so I think I understand him.
Okay. Here's what you're getting. They're asking if you are friends of the Ghost Princess, and they use that name.
100%.
Speak back to them.
Yes.
Oh, you can. That's right. Sorry.
They
If you're a friend of the Ghost Princess.
You say yes. You see one as it's flying, it pulls out a small stone and it speaks to it. It speaks to it in giant. And it essentially says, don't fire the ballistas at them. Don't call lightning. Don't use your spears. These are friends of the Ghost Princess. Gruff voice comes back over. It's like, how do you know they're telling the truth? We've had a number of liars pass through recently. Then they kind of look at you and they go, are you telling the truth?
Well, we're riding her carpet, aren't we? Oh, Quentin, can you
They're
say that?
riding her carpet, aren't they? They shout back into the stone, and then there's a loud growl. And then you interpret it, it's fine. They stop. They go, all right, we're going to be cleared to land. We're going to land in the main courtyard. They're going to want to check you out just to make sure that they give you the proper ID. And it is at that point, you go ahead, Quentin.
I tell the carpet to fly casual, but don't look like you're trying to fly casual.
Very nice. It totally Chewbacca's its way over there.
The pattern is full.
As you're making your way over to Lin Armal, and you are flying over, you hear at that point a blood-curdling, terrifying, monstrous cry, unlike any you have ever heard, that pierces your hearts, and is coming from the castle.
Does this happen often? I say to the...
Yeah, how are the other people reacting to that?
They're flying back quickly. They've left you.
Follow.
Not
Follow!
standard.
I tap the carpet. Go faster!
It's like, there's an emergency.
Yeah, they pick up the pace and they take you over there and they land you in the courtyard. In the courtyard, which is just a stone floor, very high walls, large wooden doors open. These doors are very ornate. On the front of the door is a series of faces, and they're all making different expressions. And two large giants come out. They speak to you in giant. You know, parlez-vous, giant? Any of you parlaying giant right now? If not,
Only the comprehender of languages.
yeah. They look down at you, and you're oh. They look down at the arcane chest and then look back at each other, and they ask if you're are you Blanche Lafayette?
No, but she sent us.
Hold on. I can be Blanche Lafayette.
I translate to the group, not being able to speak back in giant.
Do you want to? Do you? Okay. Yeah. Make a decision. If you'd like to be Blanche, you can be Blanche. If you don't want to be Blanche, you don't have to be. It's interesting either way.
Yeah, I put my hood up, and then when I pull it down, I've disguised myself to look as best as I can recall. Blanche Lafayette.
Okay. Now, mine giving it to me. Okay? It was a gift.
You hear them.
Blanche.
Yeah, you hear them kind of whisper to each other, like quietly. They go, "No wonder the Ghost Princess is a little jealous of her." You know, they're like, hey, you know, they're like, you know, they just kind of murmur that, and then they go, "Blanche, you received a +1 to the wedding, not a +4." And then they seem like they could be pushed or pressed and convinced that maybe a +4 is okay, because they're like, there might be a little drama here.
Well, they're only worth a quarter of me each, so I mean, it adds up to 1.
Listen up, 5's a 10 is speaking. Sorry. All right, and then they let out a horrible laugh. They're just like, "Jeez!" They're like, she really is as vain and conniving as the Ghost Princess says. They kind of mumble to each other in giant. Then they come and they say, "All right, well, we'll bring in your gift and set it with the other gifts." Then they kind of they go, "This is an arcane chest, is it not?"
Well, it's certainly not an arcane glyph.
They look at the rug, and then they go, "You may go now." The rug looks to Doliris for instruction.
Oh, can it just stay with me? I fed it lint. You know, I think I'm responsible for it now.
It's not supposed to come into the castle, but it's
Who
willing to
says?
hide under the castle.
Is there valet
Why
parking?
isn't
The
it
rules
allowed
are.
in?
Oh, they say it's Countess Sansuri's rules, so you can't stand the sight of it. It doesn't match any of the other decor.
So all it has to do is not be seen. That's fine.
It's gonna get in the way. Last time it came over, it knocked down like three suits of armor.
Now, Rug, if I get you in, do you promise to behave?
Nods with its tassels.
You know,
Because apparently,
if
if you misbehave, it's probably going to reflect badly on me, and you wouldn't like that, would you?
Shakes its head. Tassels no.
Okay. So I will let it hide under my cloak, and if we get shown to, rooms or whatnot, I'll let it be there, and it promises to behave. Yes.
It rolls itself up and kind of like hides under your cape. It's still quite large, but it does its best to, I'm clothing now. I'm in here.
There were
See?
5 of
Flawless.
us riding on it before.
Flawless.
They escort you in and they say, "Now, we will announce you to the court." They are Blanche Lafayette is one of the guests of honor, supposedly. There's some debate. And so they take you into a very, very, very large, beautiful hallway. And they start leading you back to a large, what it looks like. It looks like an audience chamber. There is a throne. There's 2 smaller thrones on either side of it. And it appears that there is a conversation occurring. And at this point, you lay your eyes on 2 individuals for the first time. There is one ghost princess, and then there is a towering cloud giant hiding behind the mask, and the mask is a frown right now. There's also what looks like a group of giants listening to the 2 of them discuss. The ghost princess does not look like the terrifying visage that you had seen of the statue. She's actually wearing colorful clothing. Her hair plumes out and flows. It's a blonde color. Her skin is violet in complexion. She has a sword on her back, and sort of wearing loose flowing clothing. I'm going to paste the image in chat, and you should be good to go from there.
Is she corporeal?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay.
And with that, they kind of turn around and look, and then the giant guards go, "Introducing her." What's your proper title? The giant kind of kneels down low to the beautiful Blanche's face. Pseudo Blanche.
The Blanche Lafayette.
The Blanche Lafayette. And then the ghost princess speaks from across the way and goes, "That's not Blanche Lafayette." She can see right through it. And then Countess Sansuri, the cloud giant, goes, "That's Blanche. Your eyes fail you." She kind of looks up at the giant. She goes, "Blanche, good to see you."
I give a little curtsy bow type. Hello,
And-
Ghost
It's gonna go
Princess.
badly. I just knew this was gonna go bad.
And her +4. And with that, they sound a trumpet, and then they sound it 4 more times for the rest of you. Blanche, says the ghost princess from a ways back, "Have you brought the requested item?"
It has been delivered, and your servants brought it in.
Phenomenal. she claps twice, and the arcane chest lifts up off the ground. I've just posted a picture of Blanche in chat, and I will also post a picture of the Countess. Not Blanche, that's a picture of the Ghost Princess, formerly known as Dionysia. So the chest comes up, and Dionysia, or Ghost Princess, speaks a few words in her mind, and the chest opens. And out of it floats a giant piece of metal, similar, almost identical to the one that you saw in the swamp. Except this one, as it turns and reveals yourself, seems to have like a massive cog attached to it that is pulsating and glowing red. She looks at it intently, and at that point, the Countess throws the mask and snaps her fingers, and a cloud giant comes over with another mask that goes from being upset to angry. Some gift. The Ghost Princess kind of walks forward and looks at the pseudo Blanche. What is it?
It's very, very old, which you need for any wedding to be successful.
Something
So
old.
this is something old.
new.
Something gold, something blue, right? I don't know. What? Yeah, this is so badly right now.
And Ghost Princess kind of tries to make up a couple other rhymes on the spot. She's quite good at it. Then she starts speaking in iambic pentameter, and then the Countess with the angry mask says, "You impress nothing, my dear." "Sorry, love," she speaks up. And the Countess says, "Blanche," and the four Blanchettes, she kind of weakly shrugs. "Come with us. I'll show you something." The Blanchettes. And she leads, she goes up a stairwell. She doesn't walk, she seems to float. Ghost Princess pirouettes and follows along. And they want you to come up the stairs with them, and they're going to what looks like the gardens.
I don't think it's a good
Well, I have a
idea.
carpet, so I feel okay about getting possibly thrown off a wall. Yeah, I'll follow.
Oh, I feel like I've heard this before. We're gonna wind up falling out the bottom of this fly underneath.
I follow and
Seems like
turn
a
around.
good story.
Come on, Blanchettes.
I'll smack you later.
Now,
If I'm not the last one, it's probably Ridnian. But I'm just like, it's so bad. Oh my god.
so
Just
hand on the forehead as I
Okay.
did before. Out of character time. I want to know what's going on in Rinian's head.
Well, after having explained what the metal thing was earlier and seeing this one, he's kind of putting two and two together, but he's not exactly sure what the next step is. So, yeah. He- Hey, we're following the scheme. We're following the scheme. It's part of the plan.
All right.
We're putting in 102%.
Should not have pretended he was Blanche. It's gonna. Oh, it was so bad.
So
Invocation, I'm gonna use it.
same. The best warlocks are the sneaky ones. This is also just y'all are great to play with. You're very good sports. The Countess goes, snaps her fingers, Garcon, all fours. You see one of the cloud giants be like, gets down on his hands and knees, and they motion. They go, Blanche, you may stand on his back.
to look through. And they have that massive telescope you saw while flying in.
I'll delicately step onto his back and peer into the scope.
Blanche, what do you see? I'll tell you what you see on the other side. There is a plateau. It looks like there's a small village with a few huts. It looks like there's a few like nude people milling about up there and strange. To the side, though, that's when you see a massive iron gate going into a mountainside.
I describe what I see in simple terms that Blanche might use. Uncouth people, mountain gate.
That is the entry to Iron Slog. Iron Slog is the forge of the fire giant. They've been milling about down there, haven't they? Did you see any on your entrance?
Yes, we did.
They are searching the entire Sword Coast for objects very similar to that which you gifted me in preparation for my wedding. You notice this is when she says wedding, you see Ghost Princess kind of like, she tries to hide it, but she does this thing where she kind of rolls her eyes, gets caught by Dolores, then rolls them back the other way.
Countess Sansuri, why do you think it's such a poor gift?
Because this is a fire giant thing. This is a relic from yesteryear. This is a sign of a failed attempt to end the world, to end true power. That is when you hear the blood-curdling, monstrous scream coming from deep below. You can tell now it's very clearly coming from the belly of the castle. Everyone stops and looks at each other as she says true power, and the scream comes out. She goes, "The Vonendod is a foolish tinker toy."
Yes, but the fire giants believe in it, and you have a piece of it that they want.
When you say fire giant, she takes off the angry mask and she chucks it at your direction, but it's a horrible throw and just goes and it shatters on the side of a wall. She's like, fire giants? Say fire giants again. And at that point, the guards kind of step back and you see storm clouds starting to gather. Now, what you know is cloud giants are natural spellcasters. She's friends with a 20th level, well, for lack of a better term, spectral wizard or lich in the Ghost Princess. The Ghost Princess is like, "My love, perhaps we eat lunch now and talk about those fiends later." She thinks about it for a second.
Tug at Quentin's robe for a second. Don't say it again. Please don't say it again.
I'm petting the robe beneath my cloak. Rug. The rug. It must be scared.
Now, at this point, Countess is kind of eyeing you up and down. You see her lips move, but you don't quite hear the word she's speaking. She's trying to discern you, but she doesn't quite have you figured out. You can tell Ghost Princess is kind of counterspelling what she's doing. And she's kind of like looking at you all. She's like, you can tell she telepathically speaks to Bope. She goes, "I know Blanche must have sent you. We've got to tread lightly because she's having a very bad day. It's a lovely gift, by the way. I kind of like it. But maybe we put it away with the other things now." She goes, "You know what a real gift would be? You bring me the head of the giant who seeks this. Besides, I don't know what funny business he's up to. You bring me the head. I will make you
a herald of those that live in the clouds, I will construct a tower for you, and grant you a garrison in your honor. But I want the wedding gift first. I can't grant these things till after the marriage, anyways. And with that, Delirious notices at the words marriage, Ghost Princess rolls her eyes, gets caught by you, rolls them back.
What they say is true. Countess Sansuri is truly the most generous and magnificent of the Cloud Giants. We will bring you the head
It's
of this
true.
fire.
You notice at this point, she's kind of like sulking in her own vanity and grandeur. She's like, it is true. I'm the greatest among them. And you notice the giants don't deny this, to the point where they actually seem a little scared.
They don't dare.
They're almost nervous that she's going to demonstrate how great she is. She goes, but you bring me that head, I will ensure your greatness. Besides, they're up to something down there. Vonendod. Tinker toy. Fools, all of them. Don't know what would motivate them to seek out such device. Try to construct it, even if they could never get the forge hot enough. And she kind of mumbers. It's one of those things where she starts like Countess Sansuri explaining all of the like stupidity of the fire giant schemes.
Please monologue
So-
more.
Yeah, and then she's like, so, what for lunch? And with that, you're taken to the banquet hall. One last time before you exit, and we'll say that Rinian is the last to move out of there, you hear the blood-curdling scream from the belly of the castle again. It is clearly some sort of monstrosity, some sort of creature. And then I'd like you to make a nature roll with advantage. Or if you have double inspiration, you can choose to auto-succeed.
I do
Every
not.
session, you're going to get a chance for inspiration. Yeah.
I'll use my inspiration
All right.
because I rolled a 3 and a 5.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
Everybody?
Just Rinian.
Oh,
Well, I mean, you gotta love it when you roll a 3 and a 5 into a nat 20.
ooh! Ding, 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 ding.
You can tell. You hear it. It's something you've heard before. It's something you've heard in your dreams. Something you've heard in your nightmares. The cry of a metallic dragon being held in captivity and suffering the pains of torture. With that, we are going to end tonight's session. A little early, but it'll allow us to prepare as you are now in Linar Mall. You have delivered the Archmage's arcane chest. You have found the Archmage Dionysia, who has transformed herself into the Ghost Princess. And there is a wedding of some sort going on with Countess Sansuri, but it doesn't seem to be with Dionysia, and you're not too sure what. So, let's go around with our group and talk about how we feel about today's session. So, why don't you kick us off, Tom?
Yeah, I am. Bope is paralyzed by fear. He's so used to not caring what people think, but he is in way over his head, and it feels like any glib comment or sidestep is gonna get them thrown off the island.
And if it happens, just know I lost a good character that way when I played it. So,
Bope's good. He's got a 3rd level spell slot in store. He can fly away. Good luck, you guys. Peace.
I have the rug. It's
Yeah,
not leaving my sight.
Yeah.
and Michelle.
No.
Unless you want to go first.
No.
Let's see. Dolaris is just kind of similar to Bope, she knows that, one wrong move and, she's at the will of a capricious cloud giant she knows nothing about. She knows that very dangerous things are brewing, though, and she's just struggling to decide what to pursue in order to be prepared for whatever's coming.
And Jeff.
So first, I think that much like Bope, Rinyan is very much aware of the precariousness of the situation that they are in. But at the same time, there is something more at foot. There's definitely something more on the scope of this. I'm still very much looking forward to getting the Ghost Princess alone, to have her to explain further the situation, particularly why she requested this gift in specifics. I think that it's a great adventure awaits ahead of us, but one wrong step is damnation just as quickly.
And Corey.
Oh boy, this has been a roller coaster for Eldon because, Darwin was pretty harmless, but once they started fighting like undead monstrosities, that kind of picks at a wound for Eldon, and then we ended up in a cloud giant castle where everything is like 5 times bigger than Eldon minimum, and these feet are way off the ground now, and he is completely just shell-shocked by this. Like, just... I can't even turn it into anything that can fly yet. Just forgotten about that. The whole undead thing is gone from his mind briefly because this is just punched a hole in his head. Just what is happening.
And Josh.
Quentin is just seeing an opportunity for power and gold. Libraries of knowledge to help his companions and to line their pockets with platinum. And when somebody asks, are you somebody, and you can turn into them, you say, yes, I am that person. Because it could be bad, but it could also be really, really good. And he's not trying to get anyone killed. He just likes to probe and test, and you should have taken the book, Bope. You should have taken the book.
It's my favorite way to watch Warlocks play.
And I'm glad that I dealt with the Fae to get Dragon Scholar as a second background feature, because I'm wondering if I recognize the metallic dragon screams as well.
Oh, you would have immediately. I wanted to be the last, and it's going to be one of those things where kind of automatically any conversations you have, you can exchange this information. So this was a very fun session to put together on my end, using bits and pieces from, I think, 4 different editions of Dungeons and Dragons to sort of piece it together. A lot of that's kind of the fun part when you get to prep these games. It's just there's a wealth of material out there, and it was interesting playing with some very classic material and lore, and it all seamlessly integrates into the section. So before we leave for the night, let's let everyone know where we can find each other online, both in the Games Tavern Discord or on Twitter. So I'll start. My name's Grant Ellis, and I'm an independent content creator for tabletop role-playing games. Find me on Twitter at WisePapaGrant. The best way to support me is to support this channel, the Games Tavern, because they give me a great place to play every Wednesday night. And we'll go in reverse order. So Josh, Jeff, Corey, Michelle, then Tom.
I'm in the Discord, but I'm on Twitter at Quentin_Rogue.
So, Discord, Twitter at Ozora85.
I forgot who was next.
It's Corey. I think you might be muted.
I gotta remember to press the button. Sorry.
You really do.
You can find me on the Discord all the time, posting stuff, but I'm at Mr. Smithwick. You can see that below. I just made a set of dice that you may see in the near future. And yeah, so that's it.
I'm around in the Discord, though you may have to add me at the Discord because my life does not let me just linger on Discord. But you send me a message, I'll see it, and you can also find me on Twitter at Delphi_squid.
Don't forget.
Also-
Sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
Same thing. You can see me on Discord. Twitter is Bope_whizbang.
Don't forget to tune in to Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction, our sister show. They're also bouncing up and down the Sword Coast on their own great adventures. Check them out. Do join the Discord. It's a happening community full of great fans of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. This is as good a spot as any to stop for the night. Thank you so much to our tech team for making sure that we show up and you can hear the music and see the pictures. And we will see you next week with our next show. But don't forget to follow us on Twitch and support the show. Have a good evening, folks.
Bye. Good night.
All right.